hard to imagine, actually, many things worse than in the wake of the Jimmy Savile scandal, Operation Nutri. Everyone was about sex from underage people. And here you are, suddenly you are called at an airport and you're told, we need to talk to you as part of Operation Nutri. What was that moment like for you?
The policeman came, took me to Heathrow police station, where I was photographed, took me shoes, tie, swab, fingerprints, put in a cell. Slam.
And you're sitting in that cell, you know, you've been one of the biggest stars of British television, arrested under Operation Nutri into, as the public think, paedophiles.
Yeah, and my mind was racing, and I was thinking, what am I going to be accused of? And I went back to all the things I've done over the years and tried to remember all the women. And I've got into such a state, I started pacing. And I remembered my best friend called Goose from the Special Forces. And I thought, what would he do now? And he would say, you cannot do anything, so do nothing. And I went to sleep. Forced myself to go to sleep. God knows how I slept. The lawyer came. We went into a little room. He gave me a couple of bits of paper saying what these accusations were. So when we went and spoke to the police, quite confident, but I was terrified. And the reason I was terrified, and I noticed very quickly that the person that complained were now not called complainants, they were called victims.
Actually, you never properly clear yourself. Once you're out there...
It didn't leave me undamaged.
Right.
I found it pretty traumatic. And it has affected me. I cannot, at any stage of the proceedings of my life now, be accused of something I haven't done. I hate it, and I'll battle away, even at trivia. Left the milk out. I didn't. I won't now have a conversation with a woman in a room without someone else being there.
I mean, that's quite sad, isn't it?
Not my fault. But I need to protect myself. I've been through the hell. I'm easy to accuse.
Well, you had a very promiscuous life, right? So
Yeah, I did.
I mean, how many women do you think you slept with over the years?
I didn't sleep much.
I mean, from a scale of Dalai Lama, 0, to Bill Wyman, 2000, where's Jay Davidson?
Well, just phone Bill Wyman and tell him to get his act together.
Do you think you've had periods of your life where you've been a sex addict, genuinely?
No. No, that's never... No, that's just part of perks of the job, isn't it? No, I'm not a sex addict, no. Mind you, there's lots of stuff. There's porn everywhere. I mean, how can you not be a sex addict? It's on the television. Someone said, go and look on so-and-so channel 614. It's fantastic. I thought, oh, God, all right. So I sat there, and do you know what I saw? It's disgusting. Like a faded grey picture of a fat old bloke stood there with his dick in his hand. And I realised I hadn't switched the television on.
Some guests I've interviewed have been, you know, players when it comes to the ladies and have had maybe a threesome. Some have even gone as far as a foursome. I've never had anybody who ended up in a cocaine-fuelled 12-some.
Well, actually, it was 9, and then 3 turned up later when we were asleep.
Is this true? I mean, did you actually have sex with 12 women in one night?
Well, you... Yeah. 9.
And they weren't there because they loved you. They were there because...
They were paid for. They were women of horizontal refreshment. And shocking, isn't it?
Given I'm never going to be able to ask anybody else this question, what was it like?
Well, the first 4 or 5 were all right. My mate, whose name, the rest of him will remain nameless, he ordered all these women, and because it was my money he was spending, he ordered 9 girls to turn up, which he thought was a hoot, but they all turned up at once at this really posh little boutique hotel in Kensington. And the phone rang. Mr. Davidson, there's 9 women downstairs for you. My mate, he said, leave it to me. And he picked up and he said, that is the hockey team that Mr. Davidson is meeting for photographs. And all it was a sort of fishnets and whips and... Some hockey team that was.
I mean, Jim, your sons are sitting here listening to this,
I couldn't invite them, they were too young then.
Your wife's sitting here. You have no sense of decorum about boasting about 12-somes?
No, and I hope they have one and all. Yeah. Good luck, boys.